Right, good evening. Thank you for joining. In our last class, we have discussed law of total probability, and we said we are using law of total probability when we have an event is made up of more other events, and then we worked on how to calculate total probabilities from there. In this class, we are going to look at additive law or additive rule. It is the same as what we have been discussing in the previous in terms of set, and when we talk about how do the set interact and so on. So it's generally something close to a union of set. It's only that in this case now we are talking of not set, but now the probabilities of the events rather than the sets that we have been considering in the previous classes. So we have talked of set in different condition and looked at union of set in different condition. For instance, union of set when the set intersect, union of set when the set do not each other, and union of set when the set is subset of set. So it follows the same example that we were giving. For instance, probability this is probability of A union B is equal to probability of A, alright, probability of A plus probability of B. We say this when two events cannot happen together, so two events are not intersecting. If two events intersect, then we have an intersection here, alright, then the probability of union A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Alright, so this is when we have two sets or two events intersecting, and this is when two events do not touch each other. Alright, let's take an example and look at how additive rule work. Alright, okay, let's use the example that we had in total probabilities. Now we are talking of a vegetarian example of the probabilities. If we pick someone at random, what is the probability that is either a vegetarian or a woman, or both vegetarian or woman? So in this case, we are talking of someone who is either vegetarian or woman or both. So we are talking of union of this event. So probability of okay, before I talk of probability, let's set the values for this. Let's say A is someone being vegetarian, and let's say B is someone being a woman, and of course then we have both. So in this case, we say probability of A, someone is being vegetarian, or B, or both. Alright, and we said is equal to probability of A from probability of A plus probability of B plus probability, not plus, but this time round it should be a minus, right? Minus probability of A intersection B. So you must get rid of the part they are sharing. So, and probability of someone being vegetarian from our table here is total of those people who do not eat are 44 out of 100. So the probability of someone being a vegetarian is 44 out of 100, which will give you 0.44, plus probability of being a woman. Probability of being a woman is 47 out of 100. So we're going to have it 0.47, and probability of intersection will be 0 woman. Probability of intersection is someone who is a woman and at the same time they are vegetarian. So what is the probability of that? So it will be 15 out of 100. So it should be 0.15. So in this case we get, this is 91 thing 0.76. So when we meet someone from this population, the probability of them either being a vegetarian or being a woman or both vegetarian and woman is 0.76. We are going to look at extensive examples of this as we continue in a class with our classes, and of course few applications. This is very applicable. For instance, you're looking at the skills of your organization, and you're looking at someone being proficient in Excel and some other group being proficient in Power BI, and then now you want to see what is the probability of someone from my office is either proficient in Excel or proficient in Power BI or proficient in both software. So in that case, it will give you how qualified or how resourceful or how skillful of the people at your organization, and it is something very, very useful. I hope we have learned something out of additive, and the application of this rule is not limited to anything that you can think of as at now, but I want us to open our mind and make everything that we learn from the class of probabilities more applicable. Thank you and enjoy learning. See you in our next class when we are discussing law of or multiplication rule. Enjoy learning.